What is up, everybody? It is another beautiful Sunday morning, and you are listening to the Super Gamecast. I am your host, Bronson Fiore, joined by the always awesome Aaron Reynolds.
Hi. Hope everyone's
And
enjoying their Sunday.
and our mod mommy, wielder of the banhammer, and making sure I got them good timestamps, is Emily Hulslander.
You know I try, my friends. You know
Yes,
I try.
you do an excellent
Just
job.
putting our business out there.
What?
Just putting our business out there. This is what we do.
Gotta make sure we look good, you know?
We do.
When we apply for jobs, we're gonna send them to this timestamp, this video. Here's what we do.
This is what we do. Look at us. Look at how glorious we are.
Or you can just do what I do. Just elevator pitch it. We're a bunch of nerds who talk a bunch of shit about the most random shit.
Yes. So we were going to have Lucy guest today, but he was the only one bailing hay today, so he would have been half an hour late, and I was like, well, we started at 10:30, man. We'll get you next week.
Yep.
So
All good.
you're good, duder. Hey, it's been another week.
It has been.
Yeah, pretty chill week for me. Like, other than work being busy, played a bunch of games. Got to test out the new TV and soundbar setup. Found out that like next to no games support Dolby Atmos. That's cool.
Cool. After all this time, Dolby Atmos has been around a while.
It has.
Has.
But apparently not enough people have sound setups to take advantage of it, and that makes sense because the entry point is like $400, you know.
Right.
But yes, the first installation of Atmos in a movie theater was 2012. So yeah, it's good tech, but it's not like, it's not exactly like brand new. But DTS does work on almost all games, which is like Atmos with all extra processing and whatnot. So, or DTS-X as it's called. Found out that only 27 games support it, and it introduces audio-visual lag on those games.
Cool.
And it's not a ton. It's not a ton, but it's just
if it's
like
enough. It's enough.
It's like legitimately half a second. It's like half a second. Like in Halo, I will fire the gun, and you'll see the flash, and like half a second later, you'll hear the sound. And it's
Weird.
like, and then I go into the sound settings, immediately flip over to DTS-X, and no problem at all. So, that was that fun experience, and then, I played a whole bunch of Sparking Zero this week, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so, you guys getting anything before we start talking about the news proper?
Anything not games?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Because like I'm saving the game section for the game section, but I don't know. I've just been preparing a move, and it's the first time I moved in a while. And it's the first time I moved across the state in like 10 years. I'm like, I was like a dependent baby of like, I don't know what to do at that time, and like now 10 years have passed. It's like, all right, I got a lot of shit I gotta organize and get ready. But so I've just been busy with that all week, is just getting all that set up. But feeling pretty good about it. Job prospects, probably gonna get paid less, but it is what it is. And
you're moving to a far cheaper area though.
All right.
So
yeah, and exactly. And so it's not killing me. The rent in equivalent places to this is less. I've been finding a number of places that are just essentially one bedrooms, but they're just full on houses. I'm like, ooh, the shouting I could do on stream then. Finally.
Dude.
It's kind of what this place is.
I don't know,
like,
we'll see what happens there.
I realize this place is a 2-bedroom, but we treat it like a 1-bedroom.
It's honestly like I understand technically it's a 2-bedroom, but yes, having been in your house, that's like because what's the square footage of that?
Like 650 something.
It might be less than my apartment technically. Like
Yeah, that sounds about right.
it doesn't feel like it. You do have that second bedroom, but like, yeah, man, I get you.
Yeah, like,
Um,
um, no, it's man.
I'm envious of you because you also have that extra buffer space. You have this like whole yard that surrounds your house
Uh,
to.
uh,
So if you things really go down at your house, no one's gonna know.
yeah, no, you could, dude. We've done back in the day. We did rock band nights here and was blaring
Right.
music, and no one gave a shit. No, it's the only time I really like get, and like my neighbors, same thing. The only time I can really hear them is if they are like revving their motorcycle or mowing their lawn.
Oh
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sure. Yeah. All right.
I will say, when you choose to
Makes
rev
sense.
your motorcycle at 3 in the morning, I want to fight you. But
Well, who does that? Who does that other than an asshole? I'm sorry.
someone who works grave shift apparently.
Yeah.
I don't own a motorcycle. I just don't. You need to whatever. I understand you need to start your motorcycle, but beyond that,
Yeah. So
you just turn accelerate. Whatever. All right. So anyway, so yeah, that's what's been going on over here. Getting
right
that
on.
sorted.
Anything new for you?
Not really.
All right.
Yay.
Well, that's been the week. Let's get into some video game news.
I guess
You guess?
this thing that we've been talking about for God knows how many years.
Yep. Well, first things first is hey, Destiny's gonna have a mobile game soon. Like
I
full
heard about this.
Yeah, so I'm running the trailer while we talk.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's called.
Um.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's just when you said okay, there's a new Destiny. It's like, oh, finally they're talking about like the other things that they're working on. Like, I mean, I guess technically yes or no. Is this even by the same developers?
No, it's by
Because it's mobile.
NetEase.
It's
It's
the
by
Diablo
NetEase.
people, right?
Yeah, the Diablo Immortal people. Which that's a choice.
Yeah, that's a choice. I
They
understand
all make
why they're
choices.
making that choice. I'm trying to see me playing this, and I'm having a hard time envisioning it.
Um, I don't know. Maybe you don't own a PC handheld, but really want to play Destiny while taking a shit. Maybe that's
I
the use
mean,
case.
yeah, I
Um,
just, I
the
don't know,
the the
man.
the funny part about this is okay. So it's being done by NetEase, the Diablo Immortal people, and it's not even in the
Mhm.
same universe. It is an alternate universe, is what they're saying for the
What?
story. Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. Probably because they want to do.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like an alternate universe. So the tower looks different. The
Because
like
everyone's so deeply invested in the lore of Destiny.
some people are,
Shouldn't dare.
dude. But
Some
I
people
say
are.
there
That's
are a
why, that's
lot
why
of
I'm saying
hardcore
all.
Destiny nerds.
like
I
as
just,
far as
yeah.
visually for a mobile game, it looks alright.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I don't know, dude. Like the problem is like the way NetEase handled Diablo Immortal, um, was so disgustingly monetized. I do not have any hope for this game at all in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no.
So here's my question: hope for the game being a good game, or hope for the game being financially successful?
um, I mean, I hope it's financially successful so Bungie can figure out what the hell they're doing going forward. Do I
Right.
hope for it to be a good game? I mean, I hope for all video games to be good games, but
Yes.
I have a feeling similar to Diablo Immortal, this will be an alright video game that will try and take every bit of money from you uh,
I
as
mean, that
hard as
sounds
it
like what
can.
it's going to be. If Diablo Immortal got the negative reception that it did, and then made a ridiculous amount of money, then that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Blizzard, I think that developers and publishers have realized that these kind of games, these loot-based games, can potentially be cash cows. In regard,
Yes.
like, because you look at you look at Lost Ark, you look at Diablo 4 even. Like Diablo 4's microtransactions are fucking gross. I
Right.
girlfriend and I started Vessel of Hatred this week.
Oh
And
yeah.
yes, had a great time. But I looked at the store because they're like, we're doing a Warcraft collab, and I'm like, I'm a sucker for that shit.
Let's
Uh,
go.
and the skin I wanted was $27.
I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, right? No, or
No.
26. It was 26. Excuse me. Yeah, no, it was
Even
insane.
still,
Ridiculous.
fuck that.
Yeah. So but apparently people buy it because there's no way they wouldn't sell it for that price if people weren't buying it.
I assume
You
that
know,
would make sense.
so
Unbelievable. All right.
yeah, so that's and so they've realized that this kind of game can get people on the treadmill and make a whole fuck ton of money, even if it's just from whales. Because I
Well,
will
that's the thing.
I will always remember that story I told you guys about. You need to check out this interview of this dude who spends $5,000 a month in Lost Ark.
Well, that's right.
All the games to spend $5,000 in.
Gotta do it on Lost Ark.
I can't think of any game that I would like. Even if I was like wealthy beyond, like if I was a billionaire, I was like,
Yeah, let's think about this. I know some people who are addicted to just buying more and more Fortnite skins. That's not me. I think the pinnacle of Fortnite skins is Goku because it's Goku with a gun, and that's fucking hilarious. What's a game I could spend a whole lot of money in?
but like even Fortnite
When we were
skins are
deep in
like,
our thickness, we could have, if we had a bunch of money, we could spend it all in Sea of Thieves skins. But
yeah, but like the problem with Sea of Thieves skins are my problem with like Sea of Thieves skins is the fact that like I only see them like once in a while. Like how often
sure,
are you on the boat? How often do you see your own character? Like almost never. Uh,
that's fair.
I
I
looked up
suppose
the
if I got
cost.
into an MMO, it would happen pretty quickly. So like Lost Ark, if Lost Ark is really your game and you're really into that loop, I suppose it makes sense to a
I looked up
degree. Yeah.
out of curiosity. I looked up the cost of Fortnite skins.
Mhm.
Um, it's anywhere from free to $20.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the time is some skins will get put into the battle pass. So like Solid Snake was part of the battle pass. So
That's right. There's a
was
battle pass. Yeah.
which the battle pass is $10, and if you finish it, you get $15 worth of in-game currency.
That's not
Um,
bad.
and then they have a subscription service
Oh.
for they have it gets man, this game is so monetized, baby. The you see why this is a game that makes stupid money. Um,
Yeah.
they have Fortnite Club, a subscription for $12 per month, which includes the battle pass as a perk. Um, and it rewards additional stuff with it. Okay, now I'm going through the rabbit hole of what is in the Fortnite Club. Oh.
We're here now. This is where
I,
we reside.
I
Let's
I
go.
need to I need to
Here we
know.
go.
I
Here we
need to
go.
know. What do you get in a monthly subscription to fucking Fortnite? Okay, apparently
Yeah.
they let's see. All right. Let's see what is. Okay, so it's called Fortnite Crew now apparently. It costs $12 per
Okay.
month. Apparently they've been doing this since 2020,
Hmm.
so I had no fucking idea. And the game and it's weird to me because the game like shoves every other microtransaction into your face when you play. It's weird. I actually never heard about this when I played it for that couple month period.
Mm.
Okay, so what do you get out of this damn thing? So, you get crew packs containing an outfit, matching cosmetics, the current battle pass if it's not owned yet, 1,000 V-Bucks, and some other things that are like that includes Fortnite Save the World. The cosmetics are all exclusive to the club, and old monthly ones can return in new monthly ones. Be aware upon purchase, the 1,000 V-Bucks will be instantly provided, and upon next month, you won't get V-Bucks until the day the next crew shows up. Which, so, alright.
All right.
And the custom skins for these crew characters are actually, like, pretty fucking dope. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. This is actually not, like if you're really into Fortnite, this is actually seems like a pretty decent deal. But this goes back to my point of, like, yo dog, instead of a million microtransactions like Diablo Immortal and probably what Destiny Rising is going to do, let's just call it what it is and do subscription services. The 14 model, the WoW model, like, and like do what WoW
I
and
think if you were to commit to it, like, yeah.
And you do what WoW and 14 do, where it's like this is free to a certain point. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think WoW actually should extend that. It's free until level 20. I think they should make it free until you hit whatever the current expansion is. So, like, that way you can play through all of the Dragonflight content until you hit War Within. They're like, alright, cool, pay us $50 and start paying a sub.
Yeah.
Similar to
All
in
right.
14, it's like, yo dog, you can go all the way through Stormblood with some limitations because we don't want to fuck over the in-game economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways you could do it and not violently extract money out of out of whales' pockets, I should say.
Doesn't sound like that's what's going to happen with Destiny, though.
No, with this being NetEase, I have no faith about any of that. And I missed the other part of the Destiny news, by the way. So a month ago, they announced what they're going to be doing going forward.
Okay.
Okay.
So they're showing a roadmap for 2025 through spring of 2026, and they're going to be doing. They're going back to one expansion a year. Their first expansion comes out in next summer. It's called Codename Apollo. Or no, two expansions a year, and then their next expansion is coming out next winter, which is Codename Behemoth. And
Wait a minute, this
it's
is for Destiny?
this is for Destiny 2. Yep.
I thought they'd made the last expansion.
Apparently they aren't. This is apparently what they're doing now. So
Okay.
they're doing two expansions per year, 4 major updates of free content every year. Codename Apollo is the first expansion. They're looking into doing just kind of more of everything they've been doing.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, with the change of 2 expansions per year, our seasonal model will be changing as well. Instead of 3 episodes, we'll be fielding 4 major updates per year, one every 3 months. Each expansion will launch alongside a major update, and then a second major update will follow 3 months later to refresh the core game with new content, including activities, strikes, exotic missions, or entirely new modes like Onslaught, rewards, new weekly events, new features, combat meta, and balance updates. They're gonna try and make the game more approachable by updating the UI.
Okay. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, they're gonna be doing a new
This
store.
is a good idea on them to just like revamp what Destiny is. Like if they're gonna just keep doing it, then it's time to update this thing.
I am very curious to see where this is gonna go. I played Destiny for a long time, and when I finished Final Shape and saw the end, I was like, and then like did some raiding with you guys and got done, and I had a great time on those raids. But I was like, I also got done. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm good. Like taking a break. You know,
Right.
I'm good. Like leaving this until they put out something that I like really find interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what these next expansions are and how much content they have, because going to 2 a year when in the past even doing 1 a year was kind of a tall order. Unless like they're just making them cheaper and they have less stuff in them. Because like right now I think they're $40 or $50. And like yeah. So
yeah. Destiny's one of those games where if they could get to like a high point with people playing, they'd be like, "Hey, what about a subscription? What if we went to a subscription model? That would help us fund this shit."
They kind of like did in a roundabout way a couple like in 2017 when they're like, here you pay, we have an annual pass, every 3 months you're going to get a new season of content with a bunch of stuff in it, a dungeon or a raid. But they could never get enough stuff into it most of the time. And then like, you know, it was $100 a year, which that's not bad. That's actually cheaper than any MMO subscription or this Fortnite thing. But I think if they could get enough stuff into Destiny in like a monthly fashion, or like basically the way WoW and 14 do it, where you have enough stuff like every month to justify it. Yeah, I totally think Destiny could totally do that. I think, you know, and I know that there are going to be some people like Parker who are always against the submodel. But it's just like, dude, like, you look at the games that run on a submodel, especially in the MMO space, they're almost always better designed than the not submodel. They're almost always less aggressive with monetization.
Right. Which makes sense.
Yeah. So, you know. Anyway, so that's yeah.
All right. Well, I wish the best for those guys.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah. So, hey, our next story, Silent Hill 2 remake, sold 1 million copies in the first 3 days.
Hey.
This is like really good because outside of Resident Evil, horror games typically don't do particularly great.
Right.
Yeah. So far, I've been playing it. It is definitely an old survival horror game. So, you know, like go and go in with that expectation. Do not go in expecting Resident Evil 4. Go in expecting Resident Evil like 1.5.
Right.
So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
well, I'm really happy for him. Like that's not your traditional horror, or like it's not an action horror experience. It's not one that's meant to sell a whole lot. Except it is, because it's a remake of one of the best horror games ever made, from my understanding. So I understand that like the circumstances are a little different. I'm hoping that they're not expecting Resident Evil kind of numbers just due to the nature of the game.
From playing it, I don't think that's the case. Like, I think that the way this game is made feels like they tried to adhere to the design principles of like 2001, so this game seems actually fairly affordable to make. And what I mean by that is like you will go walk down a hallway and there will be like, oh, here's some boxes I can walk through. Nope, this is just a wall. So yeah,
Great.
so yes, it's very much that. I've been enjoying it. I've been playing it with my girlfriend. What's real fun is I think I might have told this story on the show this last week. I don't remember if I did or not, but like on our couch, we both have two rear speakers, one on each side, and like she
Yeah.
tends to slouch down in the chair, so she like the entire time she's playing can hear everything on the right side of her head.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, the game, even on PC, like I said, has some chugging issues, but otherwise, it's good, dude. They did it. They did it. I heard there was a comment that Pat said on Castle Super Beast of like, yeah, they colored within the lines real good, and it's just like,
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
and I'm like, hey man, that's all people wanted. I don't need
Yep.
every remake to be Resident Evil 2, okay?
Nope.
Like you don't need to like
Literally,
make
here's one of the best games ever. Please don't mess it up. And it seems like they took that to heart, and that's all anyone ever wanted.
Yep, exactly. I'm hoping that Metal Gear 3 remake is the same approach. That's the one I'm
Yeah.
worried about.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, so next news story
Well, good.
is next news story is hey, Sparking Zero 3 million copies in 24 hours.
I mean,
Oh.
Yeah.
I know it's Dragon
I
Ball.
mean,
Dragon Ball
And
remains the king, but whew.
yeah, uh that's so nuts, dude. That is so
It's
nuts.
nuts. I love it.
Yeah. So he's so 3 million copies in under 24 hours. Or sorry, just within 24 hours. And yeah, I've been playing it. It's great. It's sick. I'll go over more in the what we've been playing section, but like, man, if you wanted Dragon Ball Simulator, this is it.
And I do.
Yeah, like I prefer Fighters as a video game because it's a fighting game. But like, if you just want a fucking Dragon Ball Simulator, oh boy, it's good. So good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm out here in ranked with Golden Frieza, putting people in their place. I'll tell that. We're getting a story behind that.
Oh yeah, no, we'll get into that. That'll be good.
But so hey, Bandai Namco though is its publisher, and they're not doing so hot apparently.
Apparently not. Jesus.
Yeah, they're not in a great place. So Bandai Namco is cutting its workforce and canceling several titles.
Man.
So Japanese publisher Bandai Namco is reducing its workforce in Tokyo. Bloomberg reports it is pressuring up to 200 employees to resign. The publisher has alleged it's put several projects on hold, including a project for Nintendo, a One Piece and Dragon Ball game. Thanks to strict Japanese labor laws, Bandai Namco is pushing its employees to resign voluntarily, moving 200 of its 1,300 employees into rooms where they are given nothing to do. Okay, I should explain this for people who don't know what the fuck this is. In Japan, they have super duper duper strong labor laws. Like, it is very hard to get fired or laid off. Like, the company has to have, yeah, we're going bankrupt, dude. We need to get rid of some people. Level of cause.
Mm-hmm.
So, what they do for employees that are underperforming or that they need to get rid of or just, like, don't like for some reason, like, because they have a bunch of weird social standards, is that what they do is they go and they put you into a like room where you don't do anything or you do like busy work, and it's called being given a window seat. Like no one comes talks to you, no one come in and interacts with you. You just do busy work or nothing until you quit.
And
Which,
fucking awful.
yeah, I don't think it'd ever work in America. I know a bunch of people are like, I'll take that check. I'll take that check, boy. But
I mean, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you're not able to do anything, if you can't like bring a book or something, you just have to sit and do nothing.
I don't know like this specifics. I think you can bring like stuff related to the office. You just draw for 8 hours, man.
If I could bring a book, like, cool, let's go.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it's not accomplishing what they want to accomplish, and they would change tactics. But
Yeah, absolutely. They'd eventually change tactics, but that'd hopefully give you time to find a new job. Um,
yeah.
um, so out of those 200 employees, nearly 100 have already resigned. Um,
Okay.
and this is largely due to flops of live service titles they spent a lot of money on, like Gundam Evolution and Blue Protocol. This is sorry, go ahead.
Does it count? Does Tekken count in this live service conversation?
Yeah, it does. And Tekken's
Yeah.
doing like Tekken's in a weird spot. I feel like Tekken
Yeah.
is because like I love Tekken, but like the way they've handled monetization after that first like month and a half has been kind of fucked.
Right.
I still
Yeah.
haven't bought Heihachi yet. Like
I yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so
Anyway.
yeah. So yeah, and then this is especially bad because Atlas, Capcom, and From Software have all increased salaries for graduates because they're doing so well. So yep.
It should tell you a lot of things happening there. That's bad. You have a couple games at least that are just doing gangbusters. Some of the best in the industry right now.
I mean,
And yeah.
yeah, because you look at it and they have Armored Core. That's them.
Mm-hmm.
They have Sparking Zero. They have Elden Ring. They have Tekken. They're the anime game people. So anything that's One Piece or Naruto, Pac-Man, which okay, whatever, and then the Dark Pictures anthology. That's all Namco Bandai. You
Right.
know,
That's
like
huge.
so, like I guess those bets on those live service games just blew up so unbelievably hard that this is where it put them.
All I can think of, because
Blue Protocol is an MMO, and MMOs are not cheap to make. They're wildly expensive to make, and that game looked extremely expensive. So, yeah, no, that's unfortunate because, yeah, I love Sparking Zero. I love Dragon Ball Fighters. Elden Ring is cool as hell. I wish I had more time to play it. So, yeah, no, it's especially like when your competition of Sega, Capcom, whatnot doing so well, and like From Software, you were the publisher of Elden Ring, so you know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is crazy. They gotta figure their shit out because there's no reason for them to be doing poorly.
Yes.
Or no
So
excuse, I should say.
exactly, like like 200 employees when you just had a game sell 3 million copies in a day, bro.
Come on.
Speaking of layoffs, hey.
Yay.
Riot Games confirms it is laying 30 more people off after laying 500 people off in January.
Good lord. Right.
This isn't to appease shareholders or to hit quarterly earnings numbers. It's a necessity, says Riot.
Well, that doesn't mean anything to me. If you're not gonna explain it.
Yep. And then, yeah, so that's, they've done their best to avoid it. They've had to cut 11% of their workforce over the past year. I know Riot had I think Riot canceled their MMO project or shelved it for now. So that might have something to do with it. So yeah.
Damn, man.
That's
so frustrating.
Yeah, I think the game industry is up to something like 13K lost jobs. Like it's real rough going right now, man. Like it's
Yeah.
It's a hard industry to be in.
And like, it's a hard industry to be in when people are managing it the way they are too. Like League of Legends is making crazy money. They're making Project M, and that actually has some like positive word of mouth going.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks. Like I don't. Nope. All right.
Yeah. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we got some news from Insomniac at New York Comic Con on Friday.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2 coming to PC, January
All
30th.
right.
This is
Good call.
actually the soonest one of these games has been moved to PlayStation, or moved from PlayStation to PC. Um, a lot of people are speculating it is because of the Insomniac hack. The hackers have the source code for the game, so they're like, well, fuck, we need to
Ooh.
get the PC version of this out ASAP before somebody puts it out for us. um,
Yeah. Yeah. Good
so
call.
that's coming out January 30th. Go play that game. It's sick as hell. It's real
So
good,
good.
especially if you can max out the visuals. Oof, it's beautiful. Um,
Right.
It's going to include all the current post-launch content, so new suits and color variants, photo mode, and New Game Plus. However, they have confirmed they have no plans for additional story content for Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So mad.
That's a bummer. I personally have a theory for this, though. In that leak,
Mhm.
that
Okay.
Venom game is supposed to come out the end of this year, or end of next year, sorry, 2025.
Ooh.
And I
Okay.
think that that is what all their effort is going into. So I think that they're planning to put out a Venom game that's the size of Miles Morales. Is my
Damn, that would be
current theory.
crazy.
Okay.
That's my current theory. So that is my current theory. Um,
Mhm.
a a slight addendum to this news story is it got a bunch of PlayStation fans real fucking mad.
Okay.
Because the reason is because in the past, typically the PC peeps have had to wait like one or sorry, not one, 2 to 4 years for these
Mhm.
games. Like Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah.
just hit PC 4 years later. Um,
Oh my God. Right.
this particular port only took 14 months, just over a
Yeah, and
year.
say it took a year and
Okay.
change.
Yeah, a year and a couple months, and they're like, what the fuck is even the point of owning a PlayStation? Like, if they're getting the games sooner and sooner, um, I'm just like, are these people really like just that? I don't
It
want
was
to say like,
over a year long. What do you want?
yeah, it's like it's a year's a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Like a year is a long fucking time. Like you
What are we
got to
doing?
play. Like I played and 100% that game the first week it was out, and I loved it. Everyone should play Spider-Man 2. It is a dope video game.
Mhm.
However, like you got a year, bro. You got a year and some change. Like
You
not,
got a lot of time.
and like also, as I've gone over on this show, there are some very clear benefits to playing games on a goddamn PlayStation instead of a
Mhm.
computer. Like, you don't have to worry about, will this run on this computer? Or will this run on the
Well, it's
PlayStation?
so funny because we were banging the Xbox drum for so long. It's very quaint to see Sony seeing it go to still over a year long wait and being like they're taking away the need for a PlayStation. Like, bitch, you don't know. You Xbox is like actually like I don't know why I have an Xbox and PlayStation like the slightest dip in their already huge advantages is just like it's the end. Like, come on.
Also, I know why I own an Xbox. It's because I like to play 360 games.
It's yeah. It's how I play skate games for now on forever. Like
Yep.
And it's the only way I can play Halo now, apparently. So
Yeah, because they fucked the PC version of Halo. So I guess it's going back to its roots. If I want to play Halo, I
yeah.
have to use my Xbox. um. So
But yeah, that's it. Like,
yeah, that's
mm,
like, and I think that, and I think that the Insomniac hack probably did have something to do with it. I'm gonna keep an
sure.
eye on how long it takes to get games moved to PC because God of War Ragnarok took 2 years. Like
Mhm.
almost 2 years exactly, which let's see, and then Gran Turismo's never been ported. I'm trying to think of when it hit Steam. 2 years. So yeah, or sorry, Horizon Forbidden West took 2 years.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that yeah, like it's only this is like the soonest one. Like this is like the one that has taken the like least amount of time because normally it's a two
Right.
year wait. So yeah,
Which I think is a long time.
I think
You
it
know,
makes sense for their business model though because
Mm.
at the end of the day,
fine. Yeah,
PlayStation wants you to buy a fucking PlayStation. They
I
they want
know. But like a year is a long ass wait.
it.
I like even that. Even hearing a year out incentivizes me to want to get a PlayStation. Um, just because that's just a lot to me. But
So like in your case, I guess the test case for you would be, okay, we're gonna do Death Stranding 2, but it's gonna come to the PC like a year later. Would you buy a PlayStation at that point?
yeah, that would be like I'd see what I could do. I
Yeah,
would see what I could do at that point because
yeah.
yeah, a
So
year is a long wait.
yeah, and I've talked about this. I think this strategy is brilliant in comparison, especially in comparison to the Xbox One, because it's like for people who don't want to wait for a game that they're really excited for, then like yeah, they'll probably pay the $400-$500. Yeah,
Right.
and then it gets people who are PC only when the next one rolls around to be like, maybe I should buy a PlayStation. I want to play that now. Yeah.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
my conspiracy theory on why Ghost of Tsushima came out on PC this year is because Ghost of Yotei is coming out next year.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's my like
That makes
my
all the sense in the world.
yeah. So all right. Well, the next thing that Sony fans are not happy about, and Capcom fans, I should say,
Uh-huh.
was
Okay.
hey, Dino Crisis 1 came out on PlayStation Plus Premium. That game is dope. It is an all-time classic that people are dying for, and it is perfect to play during Halloween month.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
However, you cannot buy the game. It is a
Oh.
it is a subscription only release. The only way you can play the Dino Crisis on PS5/PS4 is to like play it on the subscription service. So
That
you
is
Yeah, I can see
annoying.
the anger.
Yep. So to PlayStation Plus Premium costs $120 a year, or I think I pay $18 a month when I'm using it. So
Yeah. That if you're not using your PlayStation Plus all the time, that can be a real bummer, especially since apparently there's this unspoken crowd of Dino Crisis fans.
I, the thing with me here though is just like, all right, cool, dude, just sub for like 2 months and there you go, leave.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're not going to play Dino Crisis every month.
Oh.
Mm.
It
Somebody
still
might.
sucks, but yeah,
Yeah, I
somebody
was gonna
might.
say someone might.
I do think that they should
I
offer
mean,
a
that'd be a
purchase option.
torturous Twitch channel. Is like I'm playing Dino Crisis till they make a new Dino Crisis, and just
You have four
devolving
games to
into
just go
madness.
through over and over and over again, with one of them being bad.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Pretty
Oh,
much.
um, so,
All right.
yeah,
Yeah, that sucks.
it's a bummer. business gonna business. Unfortunately,
Yet again.
that's the theme of this podcast. Business gonna
Business
business.
got a business.
Yep.
Um. Hey, so former PlayStation executive Shawn Layden says the console arms race has plateaued. Shawn Layden, who had a 30-year career at Sony, serving as CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment and the chairman of Worldwide Studios, was asked by VGC at Gamescom Asia if the pursuit of incrementally more powerful console continues sustainably into the future, considering increasing cost. He said, "We've done these things this way for 30 years. Every generation those costs went up, and we realigned with it." He replied, "We've reached the precipice now where the center cannot hold. We cannot continue to do things the way we have done before." He added that he believes that in order for the console market to remain healthy, they must appeal to a broader audience and consumers who weren't previously players. It's time for a real hard reset on the business model, at a hard reset which is to be a video game. What is it? It's not 80 hours, it's not 90 hours, but it's a whole different category. When asked about hardware, he said they believe that that a power boost on its own would not appeal to the majority of players. It has plateaued. We're at the stage of hardware development that I call only dogs can hear the difference. If you're playing a video game and sunlight is coming through your window onto your TV, you're not seeing any of the ray tracing. It has to be super optimal. You have to have a 8K monitor in a dark room to see these things. We're fighting over teraflops and there's no place to be. We need to compete on content. Jacking up the specs of the box, I think we've reached the ceiling. He concluded saying, "The hardware race is nearly over, and you know who won? AMD." So, yeah, no, man. That
Like, yeah, I do think there are quite a few people out there who have the money to burn on, the latest and greatest in terms of tech.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't feel the incentive to get like a 2K monitor, let alone, 4K, and getting taking advantage of all the different graphical things that you could give to these games that I don't know, they're just not there's not much of a big difference anymore. Or at least not enough games are taking advantage.
I was gonna say, I think there's a difference when a game bothers to put the effort into it, but it's such a small list.
Yeah.
I think Capcoms do a great job of showing that difference off their games, like playing those games at different fidelity settings. Like you notice the difference. I think that the Sony games, another great showcase. But I think that playing Plucky Squire, a game I played this past weekend, is it better with higher settings on the OLED TV? Yeah. Is it such a huge difference that someone would pay the extra money to make that happen? No. And I feel like that's a lot of games. And I had this conversation with my girlfriend where I am in this 10% group of weirdos who notices this difference and it bothers me. Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't bother me that I'm in the group of weirdos. It bothers me I can see the difference. Yes.
Right.
Totally. When they showed that PS5 Pro footage, I was just yeah, everything is less fuzzy, everything looks sharper, etc., etc.
And I couldn't. I was like, that's the game again.
Yep. Some games are it's way more obvious. I think performance mode on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, anyone could notice that. That difference is oh, why does everything look like it has a blur filter on it? This looks like shit.
Oh.
Same thing with Final Fantasy 16. I don't know what Square is doing for their upscaling stuff, but they need to stop. Jesus Christ. Nah,
Okay.
dude, when you get a PS5, track down a copy of Rebirth, run it in performance, and then run it in graphics on your 4K TV, and you're gonna be like, Oh, the performance one looks like just a blurry mess.
Good. Great.
Uh,
Oh
um,
man.
which goes into I also think that developers don't optimize as much anymore either. Um,
Sure.
I don't think they do. Like I don't think they optimize games
I'm
as
not a
much.
developer. I don't know, but yeah.
I think like well, when you look at a developer that optimizes a game like Capcom or Insomniac, and then you look at like what went on with Jedi Survivor, and you're like, yeah, okay, you guys just maybe you didn't have the time because
Mhm.
the publisher crunch, but like it's like obvious, dude. It's
Yeah.
obvious. Like when you look at a game like Doom, which runs at 120 FPS on consoles and looks amazing, versus like some of these games that look worse or on par with Doom, but like barely crack 60. You're like, okay. Or like I said,
Yeah.
like Final Fantasy, where it cracks 60 in performance mode, but it looks terrible. um,
Right.
like so, I think that I don't think we're quite there yet where the hardware is entirely plateaued, but I think we're close. I think unless cost starts to go down a ton, um, yeah, I think we're real close.
Yeah.
I think that once you have like Series S performance on the next Steam Deck, that's when we're like, okay, guys, it's time to wrap it
This
up.
is
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Quit it. No, I
Yep.
get it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about content at this moment until they figure out the next big frontier in graphics.
Which I'm all for, and I think that a healthy gaming ecosystem requires everything. Like
hmm
it requires you to have a game like Balatro that you could run on your phone, and it requires you to have games like Dragon's Dogma, which can barely run on even the nicest of computers.
Hmm.
I think that having a healthy media ecosystem requires a little bit of everything. And the problem that I see with publishers as a whole is they want to chase trends and do trends. And that means a lot of making the same game, but in the current landscape, you really can't chase that animal anymore without spending all the money in the world.
mm
And most of y'all losing
Yeah, that too.
in that pursuit. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Like, yeah, sometimes you get winners. Like, why is Sega doing so well right now? It's because, like, yeah, their games look good, but it's mostly carried on art, and also because their games use the same environments over and over and over again, just in different timelines. Like,
Right.
hmm
I love the Yakuza games. Those games have been set in the same three locations for like a
Uh huh.
decade. Like this
Uh
new
huh.
one, and hey, guess what? This new one added a new location, Hawaii, except Hawaii is also going to be in the next one because it's Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. We're going to be getting a lot of Yakuza games in Hawaii. I'm letting you know
Yeah.
right now. Um,
Unreal. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so, you know, but yeah, and I think this year, not when it comes to the industry side, in terms of like layoffs and whatnot, but in terms of releases, I do think that it has been a absolutely like healthy year for games. Like you look at the best reviewed games of the year, and it's a good mix of AAA and AA and indie.
Hmm.
So, uh, at least in terms of the release calendar, it's been healthy. Obviously, this labor shit needs to be fixed in a big way. It's a nightmare.
Right. Never been a better time for games, as one
Never,
man once said.
never been a better time to be playing video games.
Yes.
Um, working in
Very much
video
so.
games.
Good luck.
Good,
Good luck, y'all.
good luck in your Hunger Games, everybody.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
It's like when I was jobless back in April when I got laid off. I did not work at a game publisher. I worked in manufacturing, in like IT admin, and let me tell you, I applied for game industry jobs knowing that like there's no way, there's not a prayer.
You gotta try, but
You know, well, yeah. My advice to anyone is, hey, shoot your shot. You never know.
Yep.
You never know
Never
what might
know.
happen. But anyway, next news story. Hey, Kuwait blocks the sale of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Activision cancels all pre-orders and offers refunds. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has not been approved for release in Kuwait at this time. The title will not be available for the release in the region because it takes place in the 90s amid the Gulf War, which kicked off when Iran invaded Kuwait on August 2nd, 1990.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Took them a while to get there, interestingly enough. I wonder if did they just now get their hands on it to like rate it?
I mean, yeah, probably. That's probably what happened. I went to their ratings board and they were like, no.
Fuck you.
Yeah. So there's been some promotional. So speaking of Black Ops 6, there's a lot of stuff going on with that game right now. I'm super excited for it.
Okay.
I cannot wait to play it with you peeps. I'm super excited for a night of streaming where we play the multiplayer and are all terrible at it. It's gonna be a great night.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But they've put out promotional material that includes Bill Clinton, Margaret Thatcher, George H.W. Bush, Colin Powell, and Saddam Hussein.
What the fuck is
Oh,
this
fuck.
cast?
Cause yeah, they're all live action FMV from the game.
Fuck.
Dude, I cannot wait for this fucking game. It's gonna be a fucking fever dream. It's out this
Sure
Thursday.
is. Fuck.
Well, it's happened with the other Black Ops games. Fucking Kennedy was in the second one, I want to say, or the first one. Oh.
That one was like the combination of the group was more hilarious, I think.
Yes.
I think the idea of Nixon and Kennedy being together and Kennedy going Zambies, and then Castro and all that, they found like a group that was more boring and also like I'm a group I'm more resentful of somehow, even though they're both bad.
Because you
groups of people,
lived
it's
through
just-
these ones, motherfucker.
Yeah,
You lived through these ones.
they have their Reagan in Thatcher.
Oh.
Bill Clinton, just fucking like, oh man.
Can I be Bill Clinton in our zombies run?
Name them again? Who are they? It's Thatcher, Clinton.
It's Thatcher, Clinton, Bush
Powell.
Senior, Powell, and Saddam Hussein.
Why Bush Senior?
Because he was the president.
Does he
at
get
the
a
time.
vomit attack?
He was the president at the time.
He was
The
president. at the
early
time of the
90s.
Gulf
He
War,
was
so.
just boring.
Yeah, his son's a lot more entertaining. I'll agree with that.
His son has more personality.
Yeah.
He has his problems too, but he had more personality at the very least. If I'm gonna like play a character.
Yeah.
Saddam, do I get found in a hole, Saddam?
I don't know. That's a good question. You probably get like leaders to
It's probably in his uniform and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was found in like the 2000s, so like yeah, he would be like in his full uniform.
Yeah.
I just hope that the voiceovers are funny.
Me too.
Interesting point of order, real quick. Kennedy was in the first Black Ops game.
Okay.
And Ronald Reagan was in Black Ops Cold War. So for actual presidents in Black Ops,
oh, they were
there's your
different,
two.
right?
Because these take place over time. They're chronological, so
yeah,
they're within their man, the 90s.
Dude,
it kind of sucked when you think about it.
They kind of did, but man, when you But man,
A
I
kid in the
cannot wait.
90s was fantastic, but
Yeah. Also, man, Black Ops 7, they're gonna hit the 2000s, and I'm stoked for that.
Oh shit,
god,
let's
oh
go.
no, that's
Oh,
gonna be
dude.
fucking.
Black Ops
Oh
7, whenever
no.
they get around to that, oh yeah, the 9/11 level.
That's gonna be
You were talking about that. I was thinking like a perfectly Call of Duty thing to do would be to not have anything to do with the 9/11 event itself, but like the beginning of the game is you're taking flight lessons, and at the very end you find out who you are.
yeah, pretty much.
Like,
Oh.
yeah.
Good.
I hope this campaign is sick. There is so much potential for this campaign to be awesome.
It's gotta be good.
So we're actually getting to the point where like they're moving fast enough. They're starting to get closer and closer to the president, to the present. At what point does like politics be like, no, like don't imply that Saudi Arabia is coordinated 9/11 in this game. We don't need that right now. We
Well,
rely on their oil.
like
Too
Modern
late, bitch.
Warfare 2 had
Yeah.
shit like that in it, but it was with the Russians, so no one cared.
So no one cares. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what they'll do. They'll do some shit with the Russians or the Chinese, is what they'll fucking do.
I know, but like, what are you gonna do? If you're gonna do the 2000s, then
See, I think it is when they hit the 2010s and 2020s is when that shit gets weird. I think the 2000s
Yeah.
is just gonna be like 9/11, War on Terror, and Black Ops, and that's gonna be its own version of weird hell nightmarescape.
yeah.
But I am so
I'm gonna go ahead
excited
and
for.
say it's not in good taste to do the scene where you get pictures taken of you torturing people. Maybe not a good idea to recreate that.
Um
Grand Theft Auto's already set the precedent, but that doesn't mean you have to continue it.
yeah, no.
Uh, well, yeah, I'm excited for a Call of Duty set in the 90s. And it's part of Game Pass, so I'm ready.
I'm not really, but just a new Call of Duty. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go, dude. Zombies is back. We can try that out. I'm excited, dude. This campaign is gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be like all the just imagine every conspiracy take of 90s political bullshit interacted in one scene. Like, oh, it's gonna be amazing.
You
Ooh.
gotta got. Oh man. They just do this one-off level and it's just Waco. Remember this? This happened. Anyway, back to our story. Oh God.
So there's a little bit
No,
of
the Call of Duty is partially serves as like a recruitment tool. So like, it's like Gulf War, and just anything to do with the military, right? Like,
yeah, it'll be like Gulf War and like probably some stuff with Saddam and that kind of shit.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like so yeah, it's so Kuwait is not getting it. I'm sure they'll make some tweaks to the game so it can release there, or at least the multiplayer.
Mhm.
I don't know what tweaks you can make if it's like kind of a key part of that story.
Sell it without the campaign. There you go. Sell
Okay,
multiplayer.
there you go. Yeah, multiplayer only.
Yep. So a couple other things about Black Ops 6. Because they're getting rid of the $1 Game Pass for 14 days trial ahead of the release. They're saying, "Yo, motherfuckers, pay the $20 or the 18 or whatever the hell it is for whatever version of Game Pass you're getting." But yeah, if you want Ultimate, $20. You're not getting Call of
I'm
Duty
not.
for $1. Fuck yourself.
I'm not too surprised.
No, I'm not either.
This is like we've talked about Xbox and Game Pass like having some big bets to try and move the needle, and like Starfield was one of them. Like this is Black Ops being on Game Pass is as big as it gets, I think. So them trying to maximize, like they don't want to give it away. They want to make it easier to get than anywhere else, but they don't want to give away money.
Yeah. So what I think the hard thing for them when it comes to this is like they want.
Maybe he can't hear us as well. Oh, well,
Okay.
he just had his headphones off.
There,
So.
there we go.
Oh, hello.
Yes, sorry about that. Em, could you please timestamp that so I can edit that?
Oh, absolutely, I will timestamp that. Not a
Yes.
problem.
Yeah. So we had a little glitch there with my headphones. They decided to randomly just completely cut signal.
Fun. Technology. It's great.
Technology at its finest, folks.
Yeah,
Ah, shit.
I'll be on work calls all day. This will never happen. But boy, howdy, the live show. That's when it's gonna
It just
break.
wraps out on you like that, right in the
Yep.
middle of what you were talking about.
So,
Ah, shit.
um, what was I talking about? Because I completely lost track.
Oh man, we were talking
Game
about
Pass, Call of Duty.
Game Pass, Call of Duty.
And how they're not doing the $1 trial for 14 days, and it's
Oh,
like, yeah, fuckers, pay up.
yeah, like they need to find a way to showcase the value of Game Pass to all these new Call of
Mhm.
Duty people that are going to come on in that period. They need to get those people to be like, "Oh fuck, I can play Doom. I can play another Crab's Treasure. This game looks cool." And whatnot, and
They
hope.
bet so hard. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, all
It's
right.
just funny hearing them like talk about like they still aren't releasing the numbers, but the numbers are suggesting that like the math that they worked out for Game Pass hasn't been panning out recently.
Yeah, because
So yeah.
yeah, because they're like, oh, this is gonna keep growing, and it hit 35 million, and then has mostly flatline, going up and down sometimes.
Right.
So they need to hit Netflix numbers. They need to be in like the 100 millions. You
Right.
know.
Yeah. I mean, good luck to them. That's all I
So
can say. And hope you plan for the next plateau.
yeah, hopefully Call of Duty gets a bunch of people jazzed and all stoked. So, speaking of COD, they've announced some news. So it's going to launch with 16 maps, 10 multiplayer modes, 4 alternative multiplayer modes, and 21 characters to play as.
Hmm.
So that's the launch. It is mostly 6v6 multiplayer with a couple of 8v8s. Yeah.
Okay.
As for the operators themselves, the people you play as, they
Mm.
don't have any of the political figures yet,
Yet
but
being the
Okay.
operative word.
they do have Black Ops characters like Woods in here, and that's fine. But I'm waiting to play as Bill Clinton in the multiplayer for Black Ops 6. That's what I want.
Yeah.
All right.
Just get Michael
So
Jordan in there. Why not? What's he doing?
yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
What are other big people from the '90s who could be in Call of Duty?
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. Yeah. All
Um,
right. All right. All right.
Trying to think of something that's not sports because you could do sports all day.
You do Madonna.
That's true. You
Yeah.
could.
Mm,
Yeah. There you
Or like
mm,
go.
a virgin era.
Yeah.
So
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg. You do Snoop Dogg. He likes COD.
Snoop Dogg will. He'll like that would actually be time appropriate, sort of. Yeah. And why not?
Yeah.
He'll
So,
do it. He is all over the place right now.
yeah.
sure is it. Sure as hell
Him,
is.
Dr. Dre,
Goddamn.
Ice Cube. Yeah.
Anyone from
Oh,
like 90s rap and hip hop. So
Yeah. They be down.
I know this is more of an
oh,
'80s thing, but you could do Michael Jackson.
I don't know if he'd be well.
maybe.
His estate. He isn't gonna say shit about it.
His estate might be down. I
Yeah.
want it to be Moonwalker Michael Jackson. He only shoots by kicking his foot and he goes and he
Yeah.
flicks magic from his fingers.
Um.
Doesn't use gun.
Oh,
Doesn't need them. When he
All right.
sprints, he moonwalks. Come on.
So, a couple of things about this, and so last Black Ops 6 story is system specs and storage.
mm-hmm.
So, the official size is 102 gigs. which is honestly not horrible. That makes it smaller than actually a lot of
Hmm.
games I've played this year. Final Fantasy and 150.
Okay.
So there's that. Warzone is its own separate download, is a big part of why this is, which it should be. It's not. Yeah. They have announced the preload time, so you can download the game on October 21st, and then play it on October 24th, starting at 4 a.m., which is fucking crazy.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so depending on what platform you're on, PC version for Microsoft players is 4 a.m. For PlayStation players, it's 11 p.m. And then for BattleNet players, it's 9 p.m. I don't know why the weird time
Wow.
splits. I was going to be playing this on Xbox anyway, but good to know.
Right.
So the minimum system requirements are a Ryzen 5 1400 and a GTX 960. That's the minimum.
Okay.
And it
All right.
requires an SSD. An SSD is a requirement. Um,
Yeah.
it's recommended is a Ryzen 5 1600X, a 1080 Ti or 3060, and then it's either 4K Ultra or playing it competitively recommends a 3080, a Ryzen 7 2700X, and once again an SSD. So all around, not super crazy numbers. Like none of
No,
this is
that's all
like,
right.
yeah, this is like very reasonable. If they didn't use an anti-cheat that hates Linux, you could realistically get this running pretty well on like a Steam Deck, even. So,
Yeah.
it does run on the ROG Ally if you're curious. If you're looking into buying a portable PC and playing Call of Duty on it, all of the
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, you can totally play COD. Crank down the settings a little bit, and yeah. They did put out a trailer for the launch, the PC launch next week. I feel like this is the most press I've
Okay.
given a Call of Duty game in a decade.
Right.
But it does seem interesting,
D-
and this one in particular has a lot of weird implications with it for the broader industry.
Right. And then, yeah, just again, this is like, where does Xbox go after this?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
PC version gonna have ultra wide support. Jess is gonna be happy about that.
Cool. Yeah.
Like for the 7 people who have ultra wide monitors, I'm sure they're gonna be happy.
Uh-huh.
And then yeah, full crossplay, PC, Xbox, PC, or PS4.
Good.
You know,
Good.
yeah. So they're really hyping up the PC version of this as well. And apparently it's using a new type of anti-cheat. So this one actually
Mm-hmm.
might
A
play
new
nice.
kind.
Yeah, it's called Ricochet, which
Hmm.
hopefully that does play nice with Linux and Steam Deck. That would be lovely.
It would be nice. Yeah.
That would be great. Oh shit! Hold on, we got comments in chat. Howdy guys, how are y'all? That would be me, says okay.
Oh, ultra wide.
Hey.
Oh, he's on an ultra wide. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Ultra wides are well. Oh, I think he's referring to the 3060. That being one of the recommended specs.
Oh,
For,
3060. Oh, okay.
yeah. Um.
Well then, hey.
Hey, there you go. You can play
Perfect.
Black Ops 6 perfectly. There you go.
Yeah.
Looking forward to doing Black Ops 6 nights in the channel, in the Discord. Gonna be a fun
Oh,
time.
nope, the ultra wide. Yep.
Oh, they'll try. Oh, okay, yeah. Do you have one of those crazy ones like Jesse that's like 49-inch ultra wide monitor?
Is that 1080p or is that like 2K or 4K?
That's 4.5K actually.
Good lord.
Yeah, no, dude. That thing is 49 inches. It's like the length of my whole desk.
Man, wild.
Okay, so he has a smaller one. No, dude. Like, first off, you're gonna go ultra wide. You should get the 49-inch crazy monitor.
I mean, sure, but my wallet will not allow this.
Yeah,
I would love that.
It's an $1,100 monitor. Who can't afford an $1,100 monitor? No, I don't. I really don't like ultra wide. I think it looks kind of ugly. But the one exception is those monitors that are like literally the size of the desk. At that point, it does make sense to me. Yeah, but to drive one of those things, let's see, that thing's called the Samsung G9. What is that thing? Yeah, so it's 1,000 nits peak brightness, so it's literally as bright as my TV. What is the resolution on this thing? 240 hertz. So I guess if you play Counter-Strike,
wow.
you can get the frames you need. Dear God.
Oh man, that's wild. Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, Black Ops 6 will be an interesting release this year.
Yeah, okay, so the G9 is 7680 by 2160. So yeah, it's like literally 8K. No, wait, hold on. No, I'm right. Sorry, it's like 4K and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. So
still wild.
Well, yeah, and this is why Ninja's like always talking about like I have to run at lower settings, and I'm like, well, yes, because your resolution is crazy.
Yes, you do.
It better because I got the game pass. Yeah, no, dude, we'll probably have to organize it after Aaron is moved and everything. So probably mid-November for Black Ops Night. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, like that's super stoked for that. Anyway, hey, Ricochet anti-cheat. You know, it looks like it's just exclusive to Call of Duty. It is a proprietary thing.
It'd be interesting to see how that works, how that goes.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is kernel level, so you know, no Steam Deck.
Good. Oh, good. Great.
Yep. Which that might change because Microsoft is considering revoking kernel level access from Windows 11. So,
Really?
because of hacks. Absolutely hate Ninja with a passion. Okay, that we're talking about a different Ninja. So we have someone in our Discord named HR Ninja. Like
I haven't thought
human
about
resource.
that Ninja and God knows how long.
We're not talking about blue-haired Ninja. No.
No.
We're not
We're
talking
talking about the
Final
Ninja of
Fantasy 11
HR.
Ninja.
Yeah.
The Ninja of HR, yes.
Yeah.
That's funny.
The one who stealthily hands you your paycheck. Yeah, he used to be on this show for a long time. He had a bunch of personal stuff crop up. I'm hoping to have him back soon. But yeah.
We love and miss him dearly.
Yes. Yours is Psycho Ninja. All right. So last news story is absolutely hilarious.
Oh dear.
Okay.
So Denuvo, the anti-cheat people that everyone hates because it affects your system performance and it runs like dog shit, makes games run like dog shit, opened its own Discord server to rehabilitate its image. I'm guessing you can tell how well this went.
I'm gonna say this didn't go well.
It did not. It had to close down the Discord in under 2 days after players flood in and bully it.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh shit.
So with nearly 2,000 players on the server, no prizes for they go to Twitter and they said, as you can imagine, the amount of inappropriate content has made moderation quite a challenge for our small team who are doing that alongside our day-to-day work. For that reason, we've decided to make some changes to the server we'll be implementing over the next few days. So the Discord has been put in read-only mode to stop people stop people flooding it with obscenities and other things for uh, kind words for Denuvo. Uh, in fact, if you wander through the channels, you have pro-piracy memes wishing bankruptcy on the company and hitting it with sick burns like, did you guys just enable slow mode just so we can also experience slowdown in Discord like any game that has your DRM?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so this is super funny. The PC Gamer article is like, what on earth did you think would happen? Who thought this was a good idea?
Right.
Um,
Your entire business model is not friendly to the average consumer, and I understand why you exist, but expecting like people to be like, "Oh, I'm going to join the Denuvo Discord." Like
yeah.
for any reason other than what happened.
So,
Doesn't make sense.
So they've restructured the server as of now. Basically, you're confined to the no fun welcome channel zone forever in slow mode until you can prove you can behave yourself, at which point Denuvo will elevate you to verified player status and let you get into the meme chat, dev QA, and whatnot. So,
Only positive things.
yeah, I'm sure that this Discord won't eventually get hacked and annihilated somehow. Comment in the chat, yes! Yeah, no, Denuvo's awful. Like, there are so many better non-entirely bloated DRM softwares. Like, it's wild. And going along with... Oh, sorry, what?
I said, don't know what they were thinking.
They weren't.
Yeah.
So, Denuvo says its technology doesn't affect game performance, also.
Oh, okay.
So Denuvo is one of the most controversial yet effective anti-cheat softwares, which is true. Only 3 people in the whole goddamn world can crack it. One does it to crack football games. One is a giant transphobe, and the last person is a trans person who charges people $1,000 per game to crack them.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
What?
Yep.
I mean, you know, if this is like you have an exclusive service and you're trying to make a living.
Yep.
I suppose.
It's one way to do it. Shit.
That's one way.
So, the company behind the software does not agree with the prevalent rumors that has decided to recently address these concerns in an FAQ that no one saw coming. They have created an official Discord server for Denuvo, addressing all major concerns gamers have raised over the years. It claims that Denuvo does not affect game performance, using examples of various games to explain what actually degraded their gameplay. I'll give you a hint, it's actually Denuvo, but we'll get into that. So, Denuvo was not only blamed for the impact on the performance in games, paints a controversial picture. The company does not think its software affects us negatively, while gamers argue otherwise. So someone said, what about the performance comparisons between the protected version and the patched build without protection? And then their response was, this is like comparing apples to well-optimized apples. Take Star Wars Jedi Survivor as an example. Once they patched out the protection, they also added a handful of performance tweaks so that even the prior gen consoles can handle it. So of course it runs better after the patch. It's not just about removing the protection, it's about the devs walking an extra mile to make sure everything runs smoother. Contrasting the original patched version is like comparing a rough draft to a final polished piece. Obviously the latter will shine. My take on this, though, is okay, but yours pirated copies have removed this, and it does remove better without your DRM. Yes, it doesn't run like leaps and bounds, but it still runs better. You're still affecting performance.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there are other options that are not Denuvo that work as well as Denuvo. So Someone said, what happened with Tekken 7 in 2018? Tekken 7 experienced an issue where the wrong source code part was selected for protection. Specifically, it was triggered during specific moves by certain characters, leading to in-game stuttering normally. Issues like this are caught by game developer or publisher during QA process and can be resolved by simply excluding the affected code part from the protection system. Or you could just remove the protection system entirely and choose a system that doesn't affect your performance like this. What happened with Resident Evil Village in 2021? Resident Evil Village included additional protection measures which, unrelated to Denuvo anti-tamper, which caused performance to impact once the game was cracked. This protection was removed, which led to faster execution times. Yeah, I don't buy any of this shit. And I think that it is like Dragon Age is not including this shit. And that's fantastic, and I hope they don't, because it is garbage. There are better ways to do anti-cheat that don't slow your goddamn system down. Period. End of story. Like, I get that anti-cheat needs to exist, or I would never ever play a multiplayer game on PC. I was there. Yeah. I was there before it existed on PC online gaming. Yo, dog, you ever log into a fucking Half-Life 2 deathmatch server and there's just a dude headshotting anyone from wherever they're standing?
Oh, yeah.
So...
But, again, there's better options out there. I do like that Denuvo is trying to directly, like, confront these problems. It's just they have yet to, they themselves confront reality that they're just not doing great as a product, and they need to do better.
Yes,
coming out and being like Starfield, customer service in the Steam page, being like, well, it's actually not that bad. You're overblowing it, or you don't understand. It's like, just own up to it and make something better.
Yes, I think that if you were to go and just like, hey, yeah, it does affect performance. Here is why we're working on it. Like, that's such a better tactic, but, is what it is, unfortunately. Here we are. Anyway. Alright, moving forward. That's all the news. We did it. We did the news.
There we go.
Hey, news.
So,
it happened, we survived.
We did. We lived. We lived, and we lived well.
We lived, we laughed, and we loved.
We did.
It's a full podcast.
All right, so we need to get on to what we've been playing. Hey, Aaron, I didn't get your list. Did you play anything this week?
So, all right. The reason I didn't put anything down is it's whether you want to talk about it. So, first thing I want to say is Zenless Zone Zero. I haven't put much time into it. I got to be honest. I'm at a point where It doesn't help that I'm in the middle of a move right now, so there's a lot happening.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I'm feeling kind of burnt out. It's just the gameplay is such that it's like, okay, I move from one room to the next room to the next room to the next room, defeating a few people. I really enjoy how the hits feel and how everything feels, but the more you do it, hours, you spend hours every day doing it. It's like, all right, unfortunately, like it does get old. It happens with everything. And this is like over 40 hours of gameplay in. So from what I spent, like I got my money's worth. But I'm at a point now where it's like, all right, I can keep grinding to try and get these currencies to level up the agents and their abilities to do the most, and I could like work towards the end game, which I still haven't done, which maybe I should try that more. But that's a lot of like moving along a board. It's the board game aspect, and then you fall in and you do a room or two or three of combat, and then you go back to the board game element, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm both very busy right now and a little burnt out on Zenless Zone Zero. I enjoy those characters. I enjoy that world, but I just the grind and trying to get all these different currencies and try to keep track of the battle passes and making sure I'm being efficient. It's like, this isn't really what I want video games to be. I don't want my video game time to be this, where it's like an obligation. It's like a grocery list. You know, I know MMOs can do that sometimes. I know, but like, I don't know, just this game seems to do it so much more. And I imagine for the addictive, you know, personality, it can really hook you. But me, I'm just like, I got other stuff to do, man. This game's neat and all, but I've enjoyed my time with it, but I'm taking a break at this moment for Zenless Zone Zero. And then the other thing, depends on whether you want to talk about it, is I play a demo for a game called Reckless, which is an indie, I think indie. There's quite a few developers on it. It's a skateboarding game. Someone has made a new skateboarding game. And
all right, how is it? What is it modeled after?
So it's interesting. I've been playing around in it for a little bit. So first things first, control scheme, kind of its own thing. I love that skateboarding games keep trying to invent different ways to be a skateboarding game. It's an interesting mix of Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Skate, in that if you want to do flip tricks, you ollie up and then you hold one of 8 directions and you do your flip trick. So it's simpler like Tony Hawk. It's not crazy like directions, but you're using the right stick to do your tricks.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, it's like getting access to more abilities involves hitting, you know, a certain combination of buttons, whether it be left grab, right grab, and then holding a direction. Sometimes it's like it's dependent on you getting big air. If you're not getting big air, you're not going to do this trick. If you're not in the middle of a combo, you're not going to get this trick. You have to hold boost while you're doing this combo to get access to this different trick. So this is how they expand their move list. It's not like Tony Hawk, where, you know, most moves are available to you, you know, with a very simple input. It's interesting and it's different. So that's been taking some getting used to. It's close enough to Skate that makes me like, I keep trying to like ollie by pushing up on the going down and then pushing up on the joystick, and that's actually just to do a kickflip in this game.
Okay.
There's some interesting choices made just to make it its own thing. So I'm learning it. But what's interesting about it is, like, skateboarding games are just difficult to make, or at least that's my understanding, because there's just very little. You had the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remake, which was fantastic, and then Activision shut down any, you know, continuation of that. Then you had Ollie Ollie World, which is a cool game, but it's a 2D skate game. It's just a different thing.
Yeah.
And then you had Skater XL and Session, were these pure simulation games, which are pretty cool, but they clearly put a whole lot of their work into creating the control scheme, and they made a couple maps and stuff and some customization, but it heavily relies on modders to really expand those games, which means if you got those games on the console, you're kind of boned. So those have been a bit of a disappointment. And then there's Hellskate, which is a skateboarding combat roguelike, which I have not tried since they redid their whole scheme, apparently. It was pretty difficult to skate around and do combat at the same time. And obviously that's not like a pure skateboarding game. That's skateboard combat roguelike. So it's a little different. Here's an actual skate game. And it doesn't look amazing, but it's not trying to be the most beautiful thing ever. It's like, here is a functioning skateboarding game. We have maps. We have a few maps, and we have a park creator. And so you can make your own parks and share them with people using our tools. And they actually have a decent selection of tools. You can make some really interesting stuff. They have customization for your skater, and they have a number of items to get, which I think is pretty interesting. They have an achievement system and like a level system. So you unlock more stuff as you level. So it gives you an incentive to keep playing and to keep getting better and to keep completing challenges to unlock more stuff for customizing your skater and unlocking more things for your skate park.
Yeah, like
So gives you reason to keep playing.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the footage for everyone. Yeah, this game looks dope.
I can screen share. I have it on.
Yeah, this game looks fucking awesome. Like,
It's kind of cool.
yeah, like I'm gonna add this to my like watch list for sure. Like, this is.
It's coming out in Q1 2025.
Yeah, like,
And
dude.
like, you know what? With the Skate live service game, you know, who knows when that's coming out and how if that's even going to be like good or if it's poisoned. This game is like, if you want to play a skating game and it's happening right now, I mean, obviously it's going to go. Unfortunately, the demo's going to go away, and so the release is next year. But like when it releases next year, like check this out. I've been in the middle of like creating my skate park, and it's been great.
And like
Definitely like a smaller team, you know, original music. They're not like taking from artists or anything, but like it's got its own charm, and I really like it.
See what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on Apple Music with my Tony Hawk playlist while playing.
Yeah,
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. You can cry stairs and Superman's in here. Like the tricks are there. You just got to know what to do.
Yeah, dude, this is like, and I was reading the tags there. It's 50 players.
So yeah, it's like the maps you can just load in, and there's just other live people jumping into these maps and playing, and it's awesome.
Dude, this seems neat. This is
It's neat. I've been messing around in it. It's gonna go away Monday. I'm gonna be so fucking sad.
Oh, well, I was gonna download the demo, but never mind. Yeah, like this is cool as hell. What? Okay.
There's like, yeah. So it doesn't feel incredible, but there's enough there that it's fun and you can get around. It's just you got to learn.
I guess my thing is like for game feel. Once you get the hang of it, is it like, does it feel relatively close to Tony Hawk? Because that's the one that I always played and really enjoyed.
Does it feel relatively close to Tony Hawk? I don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it feels relatively close to Tony Hawk, but I don't think it feels bad in any way. I think it feels good. I think it accomplishes what it needs to accomplish. And I'm very excited. I don't know if there's going to be a big audience for this. I'd like to think that there will be, because this will be the one current skateboarding game that seems fully featured. There's even like a replay system. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know if they even like have it working, to be honest, but they have a replay system to create clips of stuff you did and upload them. And like that's like key to skateboarding. And like Session and Skater XL didn't have that. They just kind of like, I don't know, screen capture, dude. The skate games had a fantastic clip creation system. So if they can get something close to that, that would be incredible. And yeah, like the incentive system, like if they keep this going, they can keep making assets to like keep unlocking, to keep leveling up, to keep you playing. People are constantly making new stuff. I intend to eventually unlock the large city map so that I can create a baseball stadium with like a skate park in it. That's my plan. And I think there's some real promise in this, and I've been pretty happy with it. I just started playing last night.
I love the art style. I love the cell shaded vibe. That's very cool.
Yeah. Again, not like it's just its own thing, and it's fun, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's just like here's a fun skateboarding video game.
Have they announced what it's gonna cost yet?
No, as far as I know, no.
Okay. All right. Well, cool.
I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I've been up to. That's a game that I got my eyes on.
All right. All right. Anything else for you?
Me, no.
Okay. I'm gonna get all the like kind of quick stuff out of the way, and then we can start talking about the new hotness. Hey, Astrobot, where you at? What's on? Give me a quick update.
I am still in the last galaxy before the big. I want to say the big boss fight. 80% of the game done, 20 hours, and I found a couple more of my favorite bots too.
Yeah, you've been sending me a couple messages. I'm like, God damn it, I need to play more Astrobot.
I
It's
found
real good.
Sackboy,
Sackboy, okay. Did he
and I found
cry
Ooh La
because
La.
he realized he was being replaced?
No.
uh,
He was just happy to be saved. And then I found Ooh La La from Space Channel 5. I was like, oh
that
my
one's kind of
God.
surprising. All right.
I know. I was like, this is my childhood right here. Because I remember watching my sister play Space Channel 5 way back when. And I was just like, oh my God. So good.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Space Channel
Oh,
5.
so underrated. Okay.
that game was
Like
sick.
that.
I loved it on the Dreamcast. So
Okay.
so all right. Let's see. All right. Still enjoying it though. Still loving it. Seems like
Oh, yeah.
that game is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that game is really cool. I've been. I'm still on the second batch of worlds. I beat the triangle level. Um,
Oh,
yeah, the triangle levels were though, dude. Those mini levels that are like super hard are crazy.
yeah.
So,
You're going to want to rage quit when you get to the next set of clusters.
all right. Oh, sure.
Because one of them is squares and one of them is X's. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
Not fun. Not fun at all.
okay. So, let's see what we got here. All right. On to the new games. Hey, or actually no, I have one checking game. My guild is one boss away from AOTC. That will hopefully happen tonight. We have 3 hours to hammer away at one boss.
All
So
right.
hopefully that's
Wow.
the. Yeah, it's the only one we got left. We've killed all 7 others. We got this one down to 50%, though looking at the fight as a whole, it looks like this is kind of like, oh, if you can get these first 2 phases done, the rest of this is easy clap. So
Hmm.
like, which is perfect because if we finish it tonight, the new anniversary raid for the 20th anniversary event starts Tuesday. So
Oh, all right.
perfect timing.
Perfect.
Yep. Which I'm sure we'll blow through real quick and be like, all right, cool, everyone enjoy your 2 months off.
Take a break, man.
Whee!
Breaks are
Yep.
good.
Yep. All right. Now we can get into entirely new games. Besides the one Aaron played. Hey, I played that new Diablo expansion,
Yeah.
Vessel of
Oh,
Hatred. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. My girlfriend and I started it. One, definitely crank up the difficulty because we were playing it
Oh,
on.
okay.
We definitely were playing it on normal and just annihilating everything we touched.
That
Like,
sounds
Interesting.
about
like,
right.
like the first thing we are doing when we get into town is like, okay, let's go and talk to the difficulty increase person, because everything we touch in here dies in seconds. They've expanded the ability tree. The new environments look great. They're cool. They're jungle themed. Everything is kind of
Okay.
jungly, and that's the vibe of the expansion. Um, we're only about 2 hours in. I think that the additions to the talents and changes seem cool. I have not played Diablo since season 2.
Okay.
So like getting caught up on all the changes have been really neat. Uh, yeah, it still feels great, man. Like just killing bunches of
Okay.
dudes feels good.
Turns out.
I'm looking forward to playing more. It is a hell of a game. Looking forward to actually getting to do our full ability list. I will say though that man, when Diablo is a game when you kill a boss and the bunch of orange stuff drops out and you're like, oh man, what did I get? It just feels fucking incredible every time. Just
Yeah.
every time. I'm actually gonna ask that like I can't wait till we both have a because we're playing it together, so I'm not gonna be making much progress on
Right.
this one until we can get a. But like I'm when we get to like a solid Saturday, we're both free. I'm gonna be like, do you want to play 8 hours straight of Diablo? That
Go.
is
Hell yes. Hell yes.
yeah, dude. Oh man, like Because the thing about WoW is like it's kind of always a slow burn because it's an MMO. It
Mm-hmm.
is, but like Diablo is like just, hey man, do you want to get showered in loot 24/7 while murdering hundreds of everything?
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty sick. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, got that going on. But yeah, it seems like more Diablo 4. If you like Diablo 4, but you want a slightly more balanced Diablo 4 in a jungle, here you go.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
So definitely looking forward to putting in more time into that. I like it. I dig it.
Cool. Hell yeah.
The next, and then the game I played the most of this week was Sparking Zero.
Mm-hmm.
I by far played the most. I got the platinum trophy, and I've played 28 hours of the game. And it is
Damn.
awesome. It is awesome as hell. Um,
I'm so glad to hear that.
so it is one as a fighting game, like it's obviously an unbalanced mess, but like as a Dragon Ball simulator, it is amazing. It is like perfect. Like if you are a Dragon Ball fan, outside of some weird facial animations that happen, it looks so goddamn good.
Oh, weird. That's
Um,
interesting. Okay.
and like, and it plays great. Like you'll literally get in these like back and forth fights, and just like I had a match last night where I was playing as Beerus, and they were playing as Blue Vegito, and we both were on our last two health bars, and we busted out a beam clash and went into one, and just like it's like I do. And the thing is you can choose to boost beam clashes, but if you do, you'll be exhausted. But I know like he only has a health bar and like a half left, two health bars. So if I win this, I'm gonna win. So I just boosted all three, and I won the clash, and he gets blown to pieces.
Hell yeah.
Um, it's so good.
All right.
So and then I did the custom battle stuff. I got to see a story where Nappa tries out for the Frieza Force someone made. That was neat.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah. I got another one that was. I got another one where Hercule has to fight all the humans to win a world tournament legitimately.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That was a fun one. Then there is the side stories, like the one we're seeing on screen now, where it's like, what if Goku survived against Raditz, and you get this. Some are longer than others. Like one of the Goku ones, where like Goku survives against Raditz, ends up causing a chain reaction of a bunch of weird shit to happen. That's really cool. Versus
Hmm.
there's another one that Goku has where if Krillin dies fighting Vegeta, Goku turns Super Saiyan against Vegeta, and you just smoke
Ooh.
him. And there's like on the Gohan one, there's like a Gohan Black storyline.
What?
Yep, yep.
This sounds great.
It's really cool. There's 21 of these in total. Like there are some like that are longer. There are shorter ones that
Right.
are just like, oh, this happened. Some of these are kind of a bitch to unlock. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Okay.
the one where so they have a Frieza storyline where Frieza won during Resurrection F, and getting
Hmm.
that one to trigger was you have to beat Goku and Vegeta super quick, and that was
Oh.
like really hard. I did figure out a way to cheese it though, which is just charge up to his rush attack and do it over and over and over again
Okay.
until you get to the stage of the fight where you're Golden Frieza, and then just beat them normally. I will say this game's AI is really easy to cheese. There's a
Okay.
lot of
Fair
shit
enough.
you
Right.
could do to cheese the shit out of the AI.
I'm not
Um,
too surprised.
yeah. Like I found out that if you hit them with an ultimate, most of the time they'll be disoriented and not be able to see you. So, and if you're smart about it, you can hide in a way where
Hmm.
you can charge up another ultimate and just do it again and again. So
Yep.
that's
Yep.
that's as for the multiplayer, there are kind of so there's two different ranked modes. Um, One ranked mode is called DP Battle, where you have 15 points to assemble a team, and that team, those points are based on how strong the character is, because they want a somewhat balanced experience. So you can go in and do, so like for example, I can go in and like run my team, which is currently Krillin, Roshi, Yajirobe, and Super Vegito, or you can run Super
Mm-hmm.
Saiyan 4 Gogeta and one like Bardock. So,
Okay.
and my strategy is to use solar flares and sensu beans to be really annoying, get a life lead, and then time you out.
Yeah.
It's great. It's awesome. Every now and then you'll get one where I'll have and there's all these little details. Like if you pick two characters who have like a history of fighting, they'll do commentary, and there are special finishers. So like if you fight Frieza and you do with Super Saiyan Goku from Namek, and you do his ultimate, he does the like, and you kill. It does like he'll do like the facial expression and pose of when that happened in the series.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah. Or here's another fun one. If you are playing Master Roshi with his sunglasses on, so you haven't taken battle damage or it's his non-buff form, or if you're
Mm.
playing the Great Saiyaman, which has a visor,
Yep.
you cannot be affected by Solar Flare.
Oh, see, that's great.
Yeah,
What a
and there's
great little detail.
there's all like another one is like Vegeta Blue has a rush attack, or sorry, has a grab where it's just normal grab. But if you're fighting Goku Black in Super Saiyan Rose, he'll do the thing in the show where he grabbed his hair and then punched him instead. So
Yeah.
there's all these fun little weird as shit details. Um, I think that as far as being a fighting game goes, it actually does have some potential to be competitive if they put in like a
Hmm.
competitive mode where it's like, yeah, all the character stats are normalized. Like or something like
Interesting.
that.
Okay.
Because there's a lot
Yeah.
of really crazy defensive options. Like there is a thing called a Z counter, I believe that's what it's called, that has a 4-frame window to hit the timing, and it can counter almost anything. But it's only a 4-frame window. You have to do the timing perfectly. Like and so like it's like legitimately you have to train it, and and then like same with same thing with fucking what's it called? Like the vanish counters. Like you have to
Mm.
time those within a certain timing window. You can't just press the button. So like if you and another dude have really nailed the vanish timing, which is different for every character because different characters' attacks are slower or faster. Um,
Right.
like you'll be in these like teleport for like a good while. Um, yeah, dude, it's just nuts.
Huh.
Um, yeah, no. Another fun one is this is a little bit of a strategy. If you see someone charging up all the time to abuse sparking, what you can do is hit them with a key blast, like one or two, to animation lock them, and then you get a free
Mm.
beam super off because they're animation locked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is definitely this is definitely not a low skill game. It's just not a traditional fighting game for sure. Uh,
Right.
and then there's the fact that like someone got into the back end of the game on PC and found like the damage values and everything, and like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is like absurdly good at everything almost.
Mm-hmm.
The real
Not
funny,
surprised.
yeah, the real funny thing with him is because of this, the other ranked mode, which is just called ranked single battle, where you pick one character, is filled with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Blue Vegito, like everywhere.
Yep.
Um, so my solution to this is to play Golden Frieza to put these red monkeys in their goddamn place. Nah, fuck y'all. Yeah.
We're not doing this.
Yeah, no, like, after, like, a day of seeing, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta over and over and over again, I'm like, Frieza had some good points. Maybe Frieza's right. And then I was just like, okay, I'm just tired of fighting these dudes. Who's another 10 DP character I can use? And I looked through the list. It's short. It's Whis, Beerus, the Blue Fusions, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And then I want to say UI Goku is one. He might be a 9. But anyway. So I chose Beerus.
Yeah.
And what I found out is Beerus's ult is unblockable. You have to dodge it. And a lot of people don't know this. So if I can get my when I got the last achievement for doing my 100 online fights, I literally did it. A dude was using the final Kamehameha as Blue Vegito, and I'm like, all right, I can use my ult too. And I was like,
yep.
I was expecting a beam clash because that's normally what happens. No, it overrode it. It overrode it. It was like, no, this ult is disgusting. So, yeah, this game is not balanced. It is not meant to be balanced, but it is a lot of fun. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. I love going to DP battle with my cheese squad, and then just. And the best part is if they make it through the cheese squad, then they have Super Saiyan Vegito look forward to.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What a good time.
It's like, alright, I burned 3 characters getting rid of Krillin, Roshi, and Yajirobe. And it's like, yeah, alright, now you're gonna get rid of this? So yeah. And it's fun, and I wish I liked playing with the Ginyu Force characters more. Because,
the curse of the Ginyu Force.
Yes. Well, 2 of the Ginyu Force characters are fucking amazing. Birder is insane in this game.
Okay.
Like, Birder is nuts. But, like, the majority of the Ginyu Force is just fine. They're fine.
Okay.
But they...
Yeah.
But, man, there are people going into DP battle because the full Ginyu Force is a full 15 points. Which I'm glad they did that. It would suck if they didn't. Right. And even they have little details. Like, if you pick the full Ginyu Force in the character select screen, they do their pose and they go, "We are the Ginyu Force!" Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah, they do.
God
damn it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Give me one moment.
It seems like they did right by Dragon Ball.
They did. I actually wish, I really hope they add more story DLC with the extra characters they're getting with the season pass. Because they gave us the first season pass character already, which was Goku from Dragon Ball Daima. And they've revealed the next 2 are Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 from the newest movie.
Sure. I get that.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Keep doing it. I want more original Dragon Ball characters. Like, I want Mercenary Tao and Aider and those dudes.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
They should.
Yeah, and I also want more story content. Like,
they should. I mean, that's another thing. Yeah, they could keep making story content, and like alternate endings, alternate scenes, because that's the good stuff.
Yes, I do think that the production values on the story content aren't always great. Like, sometimes it looks weird because it's like very much like, look, dude, we had to make 182 characters with different stuff. Like, we're sorry,
Yeah.
but you know,
Cut us some slack.
cut us some slack. So, like, it does the older Yakuza game thing where, like, sometimes this is told like a visual novel. Sometimes there's full-on animated cutscenes. Sometimes there's semi-animated cutscenes. So, yeah.
Right.
No, if
I get it.
my thing here is, if you like Dragon Ball, I would tell anyone who likes Dragon Ball to buy this game. It's fantastic. From beginning to
Yep.
end, it's fantastic.
It's probably in my future.
If you aren't a Dragon Ball fan, you're probably not going to get a lot out of it, which is why I'm struggling to score it, because I think for a Dragon Ball fan, it's like a 5 out of 5. I think for a non-Dragon Ball fan, it's like a 3 out of 5 because it's still a fun game. I don't know.
Yep.
It's probably 4 out of 5. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's fun, you know. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I will say that, like, I have found surprising depth in the fighting, but it is definitely no Dragon Ball Fighters or a real fighting game.
No.
So
This is about fun for the Dragon Ball fans.
yes, this is
For
about
a change.
yes, this is about mashing all your action figures together. Sarge be spanking foes. Oh, that's not my gameplay, but that is actually similar to what I do in the campaign. Speaking of which, all y'all complain about Great Ape Vegeta, like, get it together, people. He's not that hard. Get it together. Come on now. You run away, spam beams until you can get into sparking, and then you just wail on him with sparking. There you go.
Also, the apes are supposed to be fucked up.
Yes, but they're still, yeah. Like honestly, the hardest time I had fighting the giants is when I was playing on. There's this custom battle called Great Saiyaman versus Kaiju, where as the Great Saiyaman you have to beat all the giant characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that. I love that.
Yes. It's not easy because the Great Saiyaman does not have a move set that's particularly great against giants. So
Right. I get that, but like, holy hell, I love Great Saiyaman. The idea of the superhero of this world fighting kaiju is fantastic.
yes, it is. It's so good. And they made it as a custom battle, so
Ah, yes.
yeah, another cheese thing I've been having fun with is using characters that can suicide bomb, like Android 17 and Majin Vegeta and Blue Vegeta, getting them down to like 2 bars and then landing the ultimate on them. It's been super funny.
Okay. That's fucked up. I love it.
Yeah, and then I just love using Golden Frieza because his mocking when you win is great. Oh, it's so great. It's just like, yeah, Frieza.
You know what's up.
You do. So yeah, that's that. So next game I played was Silent Hill 2 Remake. Played that with with my girlfriend. We're good 3 hours in. I have been enjoying the living shit out of this game. It is very much traditional survival horror. Every room you go into is a nightmare where something can come out and murder you. You are always. I feel like now I am not great at these games. I do want to make that fairly clear. Traditional survival horror is not my bag. You put me in Dead Space or Resident Evil 4, I'm amazing. You put me in this kind of game, I'm okay at best. So, but like, dude, the atmosphere is so good. Like, every room I go into, I'm just like, all right, I'm okay. And just like the sound team, dude. Like, the living room does not have, like it has a good audio setup, but not the best one, and it is just I cannot imagine playing this with a good pair of headphones that does like full 3D. It is just horrifying. Like, do not like that noise. What is funny though is I typically do not get scared by jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
But I have this extra bit of immersion because my girlfriend is very susceptible to jump scares. So
that can help.
So I will be
Damn.
completely fine when the monster comes out, but then she will scream bloody murder. And I'll be like, whoa, what's happening?
Perfect. Wonderful.
Yeah.
You're getting the full experience. You just need a little help.
Yes. So I guess the best way to play these games is to have someone who is affected by jump scares with you, just getting hit by them super crazy. Oh, Lord.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, but it's a solid remake. They're nailing the storytelling. It's everything about this game, but they improved bits and pieces, but kept the full essence of what this is. So
That's fantastic to hear.
I would love to see them do Silent Hills 1 and 3 and 4. I think those would be cool. I think even doing Shattered Memories would be cool. If they could find a way to replicate the Wii shitty speaker for the phone.
I mean, it's a PlayStation 5 speaker.
It does, but it's not a shitty speaker like the Wii one was. Like, they need to be able to replicate distortion.
Simulate a shitty speaker.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, so, yeah, dug that, been digging that. Looking forward to putting more time in. Last game I played was an indie surprise. So yesterday I platinumed Sparking Zero, and I'm like, okay, I could use a break. I've played 90 online matches today. I need a break. So I decided to load up this indie game on PlayStation Plus called The Plucky Squire. And at first I was like, oh, this is like a Zelda-like. This seems cool. Like, I was expecting like a Tunic. No, this is not a Zelda-like. This is its own thing.
Okay.
I feel like it is Zelda if made by Tim Schafer. Because
interesting.
So the big gimmick is the game takes place in a storybook. Like when you go into a new area, it like literally turns the page on the book, as you can see on like that's its big gimmick. And there is text on the screen that says, "And then the gate swung open for the squire, and the gate'll swing open." And then the bad guy is using this to manipulate the world. So like the bad guy is like making it so you can swap around words on the page. So like to solve a puzzle, you'll have to be it'll be like the book. Oh, your path is blocked by a bunch of books, and it says the books are stacked properly, and you'll have to go and find the word the scattered. So it'll say the books are scattered everywhere, and you can go forward. As an example of it. And then like it really loves like putting in a new gameplay gimmick and then like doing something new. So like as we're seeing here, this is really early in the game. This is like a 2D platformer section. And then it has a section that's like right after this in a boss fight where it turns into Punch-Out for a little bit.
Ooh.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yes. And then it like
what was that game we played that did this?
Oh, you mean like the different like
like different gameplay every 20 minutes.
What
was that game we played? We streamed it.
Oh my god, I'm trying to remember. Oh, It Takes Two. It Takes Two. It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
Yes. So it's very similar to that. It's super funny and charming. Like, like I was expecting a normal boss fight, and then
Mm.
like this happens, this pops up, right? The honey badger seemed rather annoyed, and then it's just like Jot prepared for a dust up, and it's like the plucky squire but ripped, and you play Punch Out.
That's
You know,
awesome. That's
and then
great.
and then there is like a underground section where you can only see around you. So you have to navigate all these platforms by just seeing your silhouette around you. And that's kind of where I'm at in the first like hour and change. So the
Okay.
gameplay is the art style is fantastic. The game is hilarious. It looks great. And it is constantly throwing new ideas at me, so I'm never bored.
I
It
love that.
is, yeah, it is fantastic. The only thing I can say against
Cool.
it is it's pretty easy. Like, in fact,
Which, yeah.
the game even has in-game help, where like there's this like mini wizard around puzzle areas where you can go talk to him and he'll give you a hint if you can't figure it out.
Oh, all right.
And then yeah, so I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Apparently later in the game there's like full 3D sections that take place outside the book.
Yes, I remember in the video they showed at one of the conferences, you do that. So
Yeah,
very curious how that ends up being.
yes, me too. But this game is free on PlayStation Plus Premium, and it is $30
Nice.
otherwise, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who wants a game that has a bunch of variety and is very funny. So, yeah.
Let me tell you, man, when we played It Takes Two, like there was charm and there was all that, but like it was the fact that the game kept changing that was like it kept us going. That was like one of the most interesting things is like I don't know what this game's gonna be in half an hour, and so having a game that's doing that is super cool to see.
Yes, and this is very much that. Like, there are other games that do that. Like Zelda totally does that, where it's like you get an item that changes the gameplay every hour or two. But in the case of It Takes Two or this game, it feels like it's every like 30 minutes, so far at least. And
Yeah.
then, like I said, this game is just very humorous, very charming. Just yeah, man. Emily, you in particular, being a Tim Schafer fan, I think you would really enjoy the humor in it. So big recommend for Plucky Squire.
Mm.
So, um,
Hell yeah.
yeah, love it. Uh, Definitely check it out on Plus Premium if you have it. If you don't, it's on I think everything. I'm pretty sure. I want to double check. Um, Yeah, it's basically on everything. It's on Switch, PS5, Series S and X, Windows. Um, so yeah, like it's yep. And
Hell yeah.
then
All right. That's cool. That's cool to hear.
yes, charming indie darling for the year. And then the last game we have on the list is M's game. Hey M, give us what's the
Okay.
lowdown on Epic Mickey Rebrushed? Because I remember Epic Mickey came out and it was like decent. It was like a solid game, but it also had a bunch of technical problems because it was on the Wii, and
Yeah,
it
Mhm.
kind of felt old even for the time because it
a
felt like
little bit.
so like I'm curious, is this just a remaster or is this like a remake?
It's
What's
mostly remastered because when I started playing it, it really took me back because I originally played it on the Wii,
yeah,
but there's like a couple of updates
okay.
to the game. So, like I said, it's mostly remaster, but a little bit of remake. But so far, as a Disney nerd, I'm gonna enjoy it. And I have been so far. I'm like probably half an hour to an hour in. So I did Mickey and the Beanstalk bit. and
Okay.
so I'm in like Jungle Cruise era. But yeah, it's still fun. I'm having a good time.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All
Did they
right.
do
And the
anything to
Cool.
graphics are
modernize? Did they do anything to modernize it, or is this just straight like, yo, we made prettier, Epic Mickey?
um I mean they really did make it pretty, so I don't know if they modernized it in any way, shape, or form. Like I said, it's early. So
Okay, yeah, and it makes sense. It's been a while since you played the original. I bet.
exactly.
Like I remember playing that at
Cutscene looks
release.
cool.
I'm sorry, what?
What was that?
Oh,
This
cutscene
cutscene
looks.
looks cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
visually, this looks very cool. I remember playing the original and thinking it felt kind of dated even for the time, but I also loved the vibe and the art of it. Like it was
Yeah.
very much,
Mm-hmm.
yo dog, we made old Mickey Mouse cartoons but playable, and like this is neat. It had this real love for that really old era of Disney, which was nice to see.
Yeah.
Um, I will say that it was primarily an issue on the original Wii when the frame rate would just tank anytime you were spraying paint. It
Yeah,
was
no,
just
they fixed
That's
that.
good.
They
yeah.
really fixed that.
I would hope so. Yeah. Yeah, because
Oh,
Yeah, it
yeah.
looks
yeah. All right. All right. Well, I think that's everything. I should start doing these at the beginning of the show, but hey, you should sub. You should sub and follow if you're not doing that yet. That's something you should be doing.
Hey,
Why aren't
yeah.
you doing that? Yeah. Um, you know. And we'll be back next week. I think this week we'll finally be able to do some spooky gaming. Some Resident Evil
All
6. It's
right.
just that I have had busy work
yes.
weeks, and on the one day that I'm free, I am usually tired at night. So,
Yep.
yeah. So that's happened. And then, I don't know. We'll probably set up a Left 4 Dead stream like we do most Octobers. I don't know when.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
need to talk to everybody. But yeah, it's been a good week, everybody. We want to thank you. And,
Yes.
we're looking forward to next week. Hey, the Spotify is unmessed up. You should go check us out on Spotify. Oh, wait. I forgot. We actually got a comment this week. Holy shit. I am so
All right.
sorry,
Before we
Solid
go,
Kratos.
before we go.
Yes, Jesus Christ. I feel so bad now. God damn it. Um,
Oh, there we go.
so,
We got it. We got it.
we got it. We caught it. Alright. So, Solid Kratos says, tell me why is it insane that I bought a new TV last Saturday? Funny timing. And I got a Vizio QLED Quantum Pro 2023 for the sole reason of having a mid-high tier TV with 120K or 120 hertz 4K screen. Needed to upgrade the living room TV from my old 55-inch Samsung UHD. This TV is very nice and looks amazing with all the color pops. I'm excited to play Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero. I'm building out the home theater, so soundbar is nice. I'm gonna recommend. I'm gonna ask what recommendations you have. Um, so I did a ton of research for mine, and it kind of depends on your budget. So the one I'd
Sure.
recommend is for if you're in the budget I was, which was like $500-ish. I would recommend. And God, I hate soundbar names because they're fucking stupid. Um, but the one that I'd recommend is the Vizio V Series V52-86. Or 52AH6. Excuse me. It's normally $400 to $500. It constantly goes on sale for $400 from what I've noticed, fairly frequently. It does entry level Atmos pretty well. Its compatibility is real good. The satellites are fairly loud for what they are. You can mount it to the wall. Yeah, big fan. If you're looking to spend like, and this depends on your budget. Like if you're looking to go all out, Samsung has this thing called the HWQ990D, which is $1,700, but it's absolutely goddamn amazing. So it kind of just depends
Okay.
on your budget and how much you're willing to throw at this endeavor, and what your goal is, because if you're looking to get like the best Atmos sound quality for, Atmos Blu-rays and that kind of stuff, then that may change. So, uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So definitely do. So I guess I have a follow-up question of like, well, what are you looking to do on it, and what's your budget? Because that wildly changes things in terms of
Yep.
what you're going to be doing. So next is, and then he has another question. Out of curiosity, what was your best new tech experience recently where you were literally mind blown? I'm sure Bronson is his OLED experience. For example, I got my Sony headphones, the WH-1000XM4s, that introduce world-shattering noise canceling feature, and I listened to Random Access Memories album with noise canceling on, and the 360 Reality, Sony's version of Atmos, and I did not know I could get that new high with music. Um,
Wow.
um, the OLED was pretty mind blowing, for sure. But the thing is like I had experienced OLED screens before. It's just it was on my deck and Switch. So like yeah, having a screen this good, this big, has been absolutely freaking insane.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this was a recent thing for you, and you were like, can't go back from OLED now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no,
like,
not in the slightest.
yeah, like I like even going to the living room, I'm like, oh, all the whites have this blooming effect, and like, man, this is annoying, and just yeah, you know, so
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I've unfortunately have not had a great big tech experience in a good long while.
Same.
Um,
what was the last one? Do you remember?
that's what I'm trying to think of. Um, because like yeah, I remember getting Hitman 3 on the Xbox because that would ensure like ray tracing. That was the first and only time I saw ray tracing. I was like, you can definitely see those reflections on the ground. Uh, all right, like Hitman 3 when you're in that like tech like cyberpunk looking area looks really cool. But mind blowing. Oh man, it's embarrassing. I feel like I have to go back. I like I'm literally thinking of like in the last few years, it was like watching the demo of Ratchet and Clank's the newest Ratchet and Clank game where you're just going seamlessly from world to world.
First
Yeah, the
party.
SSD tech was real neat. That was like, whoa, dude.
Was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that was it.
I remember my three most recent ones. The most recent is the OLED, of course. The
Hmm.
one before that was in 2020 or 2021. I tried noise canceling headphones for the first time in a crowded Apple store, and it completely
Mm.
blocked out all other sound. That was incredible.
Ooh.
That was incredible. Good noise canceling headphones are fucking witchcraft to me. The fact that you can be in a
The best
crowd.
kind of witchcraft.
Yes, the fact that I can be in a crowded as shit Apple store and only hear the music was wild.
That sounds
Was
crazy.
Yeah, dude.
It's
No,
great though.
let me tell you, like everyone's like noise canceling headphones are like $250 to $500. How is that worth it? I'm like, because you can't hear anything else if the noise canceling is good.
Right.
You know, like yeah,
Man.
like so highly recommend those. And then before that was actually the Switch.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the Switch, getting like full Wii U, PS3 console games with like not even Vita compromises at all was kind of insane. Like playing Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild on the bus ride home was kind of insane.
That is
So yeah.
kind of nuts. I've never done that myself, but that sounds like an interesting experience.
It was because like before the Switch handheld, even like the Vita and the PSP, I love them. Those are my two favorite handhelds, and they were as close to a console you could get at the time. But
Mm-hmm.
the Switch took it to another level. The fact that I am playing the newest, most recent Zelda in its full glory on a bus ride to my house from work was nuts.
Yep.
Um, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. What What about you, Em? Did you think of any when we were going through ours?
Still trying to. I mean, it's probably when I got my PS5 last year.
Oh, yeah. I could see. I know we kind of poo-poo the PS5 jump sometimes, but then like you go back to using anything that has a mechanical hard drive, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
oh, right.
that's a thing.
Like I think that like there are certain parts about the PS5 that do feel like groundbreaking at times because like once again you go back to anything that has a mechanical hard drive like a PS4 and Xbox One, you're just like holy shit, why does everything take so long? What the hell?
Yeah.
Uh,
Right.
yeah. Um, all right, yeah, I think that's a show. Thank you, Solid Kratos. Sorry, we nearly spaced it. My bad, dude.
We got
You
it.
know,
We got it.
I need to start putting like comments back in the docket since we've been getting them more and more recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you guys. We love you. Follow us on Spotify and iTunes. Review us on Spotify and iTunes. Those help a lot, along with YouTube
We
comments.
do.
Those
Yep.
go such a long, long, long way in helping us be found by the algae of rhythm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, we love you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good week, guys.